Okay. I'm not going to start the sauce, I just realized, because this is the prep part that people are signing in for only if they want help with the chopping or questions about any of the dishes. So okay. Now let's go back, and I am going to grate the onion on a box grater. So, and the reason that you might want to do it this way, you can dice if you have really, really great dicing skills, but you know, we don't like for odd bits of onion to be sticking out of your meatball. It looks too much like a COVID thing. So yeah, so we're just going to grate it. Don't do that at home.
Whoops.
Never used a grater for onion.
Yeah. It works really well, and if you're making potato pancakes, it's a really good technique along with the potato. How's everyone doing?
I'm using a KitchenAid attachment to grate my onion.
Ooh, look at you, all prepared.
I really like a KitchenAid, you know? I make it do a lot of heavy lifting. I can't do it.
I really like a KitchenAid. All right.
Okay.
And then if you have any, you know, bad looking pieces like that, just leave it out. Put it in your bowl. Do you have your bowl?
Okay.
Your meatball bowl? The other thing you can do while you're waiting, if you're ahead, is get your pasta water on the stove. And you can even salt it. I would say for a pound of pasta, which is about what you have, you want like 2 to 3 quarts of water, and then about a tablespoon of salt. It's nice to get the pasta nice and salty since it has no flavor otherwise, really. So that would be a good thing to do. And I see that no one else is on yet, so we can shoot the shit for a while.
This is going to be on YouTube, Vaune.
I'm now crying because of the onion.
Aw, Ugo. It's because you're eating it.
The glasses usually help, but I don't know.
What did Ugo say? I missed it. I'm sorry.
He's crying. He's feeling emotional. He's crying.
Yeah, but that's just how I've been the past couple of weeks.
Also, if you have a bottle of wine, now would be the time to open it.
We did start on that.
We got on a little bit early to have some champagne.
Can you unplug the things on the back of the computer first?
I see there are a couple of people joining us. Great.
Hi, Tolanda. Hi, Jennifer.
White pants. Maybe. I think I'm not on mute.
Juan, how much salt did you say to put in the pot of water?
Oh, about a tablespoon.
Good luck.
I didn't. I think I am. I don't know.
The other thing you can do is preheat your oven to 425 for the meatballs. Looks like Tawanda and Jennifer, we don't have their visual. I don't know if that's on purpose, but they're also muted.
Yeah, they're probably gonna log in because we still have about 8 minutes, I think, until. So maybe they just wanted to make sure it worked. I always do that. I'm early for every Zoom meeting if I can to avoid disaster.
Very good. Ugo, did you invite anyone to come on early for the prep part, or?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
I also
As long
said
as you have the option.
optional.
Well, I'm gonna pour a cocktail. You want something holiday-ish?
Sure. Whatever you're having.
The onions that we didn't grate, those are for the sauce.
Those are, the grated onions are for the meatballs.
The meatballs. What about the other ones?
The other is for the sauce.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
I don't know how to mince garlic.
Minced garlic. Let's do some of that. Okay. We have some garlic tricks. So first of all, you're going to use a lot of the garlic today, so we're just going to separate the cloves from one another in a relatively easy way. Because we're going to be using garlic in all of our. So what I like to do is just lay the garlic wherever it's comfortable on the cutting board. And I think I gave it a little too much force. But anyway, if you just tap it, the garlic cloves will come apart. If you're just coming on, hello.
Hello.
Parallel world, and there's Tawanda and Jennifer.
Hi.
Welcome everyone. I'm Vaune.
Yep.
Oh,
Your eyes okay?
what was that? Thought someone said something.
Just my eyes are getting watery, but it's like the onion.
I was just checking on him.
Ugo's very emotional today.
Yes.
All right, so we're just even though the class hasn't started, folks, this half hour was for prep work. If you wanted to tune in and get any tips. So on mincing garlic, there was a question about mincing garlic. Then I take, after I've separated the pieces, I take my knife again and slam it. And that way the peel comes off very easily. Then you just take the end off and turn the garlic the long way. And you're gonna, can you see that?
Mhm.
You're going to just give it very slim cuts. Turn it the other way. Now, if you want an even finer mince than that, what you can do is, again, take the back of the knife and mash, you know, putting some pressure on your wrist against the back of the knife, just mash the garlic. And that really releases all the garlic juice, brings out that flavor. So I'm gonna watch you. Can people grab your garlic? Just since we're here together and we have 5 more minutes, grab your garlic. And if you have any questions about what I just showed you, please holler. It's much better than me just talking.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna take my piece of garlic. I'm gonna take the side of the knife. I'm going to smash it. Remove the skin.
Well, now we've gone away.
And how many pieces do we need?
Oh, look at your recipe. I'm not much on measuring, so it's a weak point of mine. So look at your recipe, and that'll tell you. But more than 2, I can tell you that.
Yes. I also tend to use like 8 times the amount of garlic that the recipe calls for.
Right, because why not?
Yeah.
Fawn, I have a question. You know, when there's like a little green stem in the middle of garlic, do you want to take
Yeah.
that out?
Take that out, it's bitter.
Oh.
Yeah. This garlic, I got it from Cash and Carry or whatever that's called now. It looks pretty fresh to me. I just want to say how happy I am to see kids in the picture.
Yes.
Welcome, kids.
Go get yours, Joy.
You know, I just did.
There they
How's
are.
it going with garlic?
Good. Put my camera down a little bit.
This one has kind of a ugly looking edge. I'm just gonna peel it off. Take the end off again. Long cuts. Short cuts.
And for people who don't have the recipe in front of them, you need at least 8 cloves of garlic.
Thank you, Hugo. Yeah, it's nice to get some of this basic stuff out of the way first so that we can move pretty quickly during the class because we only have an hour to make sauce, meatballs, pasta, garlic bread, and sauteed escarole. So, yeah. Garlic gets pretty sticky after you've been working with it for a while. What you do is just quickly rinse your hands. Over there. Go. To get rid of that stickiness. Hugo, thank you for showing us your cutting board. That way we can see your knife skills.
Oh no. Or lack of.
Hey. Oh, there are more tears.
It's just been that kind of week.
Well, Jennifer's crying too now. We'll just have a big cry fest. Hello. Welcome, family.
Hi everyone.
Hello, everybody. We're getting ready.
Ugo, do we have everyone now?
I believe we do.
Okay. Did you want to do an introduction or?
Sure. Hi everyone. My name is Ugo. I met some of you when you picked up your ingredients. Some of you I've known for a little bit longer. I am the director for the Community Reconnect program. This is just one of the projects that I worked on. And this is just a way to build community despite not being able to get together physically. So thank you all for being interested, and thank you all for actually being here today doing this with us. Vaune is our former, now retired executive director. Like I said, she was with Friendly House for 39 years, and now she's still working with us even after retiring. So thank you all for being here with us, and I hope we all have a fun time putting this together. Go back to cutting.
All right, how about introductions? Ugo, you want to?
I'll do some popcorn. Yeah, I'll pick. Joy, why don't you go next? You picked on somebody.
Oh, hello. I'm Joy Pierce, and this is Emerson, my kiddo, 15 years young. Sorry, I'll stop. And we're really happy to be here. We are excited to know what we're eating for dinner this early in the day. Definitely, yeah. Anyway, thanks for having us, everybody, and thanks for doing this, Vaughn.
Pleasure. You want to pick who else?
Talonda.
Good day, everybody. My name is Talonda Newborn, and this is my daughter, Layla Newborn. Welcome to our kitchen, and we're so glad to be in each of yours, too. It's awesome to see you today and fun.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Ugo.
Of course.
I'm curious about the person who has Parallel Worlds as their name.
That's you, Jacqueline.
Yeah.
Hi.
Well, hi. I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to the class, and thank you both.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Who would like to introduce themselves next? Nobody?
Oh, I see some hands there. Let's see, Tyler Daniels. I can, there you go.
What's in the drink? Mommy, and that's my daddy.
What's your name?
And my name is Evan, and this is Rowan.
Okay.
Welcome.
Mama.
And Mom.
And Mama. Okay. Thanks, Mama.
What about
Jennifer?
you, Jennifer? You're up.
Hi, I'm Jennifer.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Ava.
Welcome.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
Pleasure. Okay, some folks joined us early to do some prep work. I just want to make sure that everybody has all their ingredients close by. And can you just raise your hand if you have prepared anything? If you just came on, have you started with your chopping your lettuce or your garlic or your onions? Okay, great. Okay, if you have it, you're gonna have a little bit of catch up to do. So I'm glad that you guys have some assistants next to you. We're gonna start with the meatballs. And what I had said earlier was that you're gonna take your onion, peel it, then lop off about a quarter of it. And we're gonna use the quarter onion for the meatballs, and the rest of the onion will be in the sauce. We want very fine chop on the onions for the meatballs so that it all incorporates nicely into the meatball and doesn't stick out everywhere. So I used a box grater for that. Makes the job very easy. But if you have really good knife skills, then just chop those onions up as small as you possibly can. The other thing is you should have your oven preheating to 425. Raise your hand if you heard me say that. Okay, I just want to make sure everyone hears that. Preheat your oven to 425. That's to cook the meatballs. All right, so we have a quarter of grated onion. And I have to apologize for the quality of this pork. I'm kind of embarrassed about it. It was sealed in a container that I couldn't see through, so I didn't know how high the fat content was, but it's high. So you're just gonna pour the meat. It's about a pound of pork and a pound of beef. Next, you're gonna get your breadcrumbs. And what did we say on the breadcrumbs? About 2 cups. So you have 2 cups in your pre-measured container, so you can just dump that in. Take your eggs. And crack those into the bowl. Everyone have their fennel seed? Where might you recognize fennel seed from? Where have you seen it before? In what meat item?
Beats me. Not familiar.
Italian sausage. So this will give a much more sausage-like flavor to the meatballs, which I love. If you don't like that licoricey taste, then don't. If you want to just test it out, just take a seed and chew through it.
Wow. Yeah, I totally smell it. Yeah.
Yeah. You can taste it too. So if you like that flavor, then go ahead and put it in, or you can leave it out.
Going in mine.
About a half teaspoon. So what you have is more than a half teaspoon. I didn't measure this one, so just you know, about a quarter teaspoon. All right, and this is your Parmesan cheese. We're gonna use all but what you want for the top of your pasta. If you like Parmesan cheese on top, then just, you know, save out about a quarter cup.
Hey, Vaughn, just a heads up. I don't eat meat, so I'm just waiting around for the next part.
Okay.
Sorry, it looks like I'm standing around.
Yeah, the sauce, the marinara sauce is vegan. So yeah, unless you could pollute it with anything meatish. it'll be good.
Thank you.
You bet. All right, you also have some parsley, probably more than you need. Well, actually, let's see. Yeah, you can put both containers of parsley in, I'm sorry. As the recipe says, you can use fresh Italian flat leaf parsley, but I think the dry parsley works great. All right. Now you're going to get about a cup. Run your water until it's lukewarm.
Vaughn, did you say 1 cup?
About a cup.
Okay.
And lukewarm water.
And
All
that
right,
goes.
start by putting about a half a cup in there.
Okay.
And then you're gonna dig right in with your claws. Best mixing device they ever invented.
Got it.
I use a grab and squeeze technique. I don't know if that's the technical name for it.
Smells so good already.
Personally, I think that's wet enough. The recipe says, you know, mess with a half a cup and then add another half a cup. I don't think we need it. It's plenty more.
Onions in. Or
Repeat that
or we
again.
no.
Did someone have a question? No. Okay. All right. When that's really well incorporated, which takes a minute. Go ahead and wash your hands so you don't get germs all over everything you're about to touch.
Hey, Vaughn.
Yeah.
Hi, it's Denise.
Hold on just a second, Denise. I can't
Yep.
turn over the water. Okay.
I missed it. Was there salt and pepper?
Oh, gosh. Yes, add salt and pepper. We put a lot of cheese in here, so I'm not going to add any salt myself. But yes, pepper. While your hands are clean, however, grab your baking sheet, your lipped baking sheet. Because we're going to start shaping the meatballs. And then we're just going to put them right on the pan.
Hey, no.
And I trust everyone has their oven preheating.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
How big are you making your balls?
Yes, good. I I used to make a really big meatball. But I kind of like them smaller now, more like maybe 2 or 3 bites worth. So I would say, well, you can see how big my hand is. It's fitting right in there. Yeah, good. Looks good. Hugo. Yes. Very nice.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Yep. Just place it.
Oh, in the
If you
sheet.
can. Keep on going.
Vaughn, does it matter to maybe put aluminum foil on the tray or just straight on the tray?
You can do it on parchment paper or foil if you want to save yourself from scrubbing the pan, but that's up to you.
Over there, Ivy.
I'm trying to move rapidly on the meatballs because we need to get them into the oven so we can get our sauce started. You don't need to leave a lot of space between the meatballs. You just don't want them to get stuck together. But of course, it's not like baking a cake. It doesn't rise. So,
Got it.
yeah. You got a random piece of onion that didn't chop well. I'm just pulling that out. Some people like to use an ice cream scoop to make sure that their meatballs are consistent size, so you sure can do that.
Jesse's doing it, or she's using a melon baller or ice cream? Ice cream.
Very nice tip.
And should we have water boiling for the pasta or not yet?
Not yet, but having your water salted on the stove, ready to go, is a good idea.
Got it.
No, you salt it later.
Who said salt it later?
Jacqueline. I've become parallel worlds, but my name is actually Jacqueline. The mysteries of Zoom.
Oh, yes.
So definitely a mystery. So
it looks like we're going to have more meatball
Yeah.
makings than we're going to need for this. And to move things along, I would say fill up your tray and then go ahead and throw your meatball mix in the fridge, and you can freeze it for another day.
Hey, Ms. Vaughn.
Yes.
I hate to cut out early, but I actually have a kid that's pretty traumatic right now when it comes to, not traumatic, but as far as meat, she's like really sad right now. She's crying.
Oh,
So there's a bunch of meat. I know, and she's really sensitive about animals, so I got to cut out.
Okay. So we're almost done with the meat if you guys want to come back.
Okay. It's, yeah, every time you say meat, she's like, Mom, they're killing my animals.
Sorry.
thanks, Talanda.
Or maybe I'll try. Oh.
Okay.
You don't think about when you're not a vegetarian. Into the oven.
okay.
This is how mine
We'll
looks.
get those in about 10 minutes. So if I forget, about 4:30, will someone holler?
Yes.
All right, we're going to do the sauce next. So, where's the rest of that? Already chopped up the onion, but you want, I don't know, maybe, 1/4-inch pieces, something like that, or even bigger is fine. And when you're done chopping your onion, you're just going to go to the stove in your pot and put some olive oil in. I would say about 2 tablespoons will be great. And I'm going to turn my flame on to medium-high to get started. Onions go. All right, stay there. Just gonna coat the onions with oil, and this gives me a chance too, if I have any oversized pieces, I can kind of chop them up a little bit. If you haven't opened your tomato sauce cans, go ahead and do that. And a word about tomatoes for tomato sauce. You can find this out by going to the grocery store and looking at the cans, but there's less additive in like preserving additive in tomato sauce than there is in plain tomatoes, crushed or whole tomatoes. So I like it. It also just adds a little flavor because they're pretty spicy.
But what I got in my package was canned marinara sauce.
That is what you want.
Okay.
Yeah, because the sauce itself, if you get sauce versus whole tomatoes, there's less additives. So that's why you have that.
Okay, because I didn't get I didn't get tomato paste or tomato sauce. I just got a can of marinara sauce.
1 can?
2, actually.
2 cans. Okay, you want 2 cans. I'm not sure what happened with the tomato paste. It was in the fridge at Friendly House.
So those things
And,
are irrelevant, essentially.
Well, you want tomato paste, but if you don't have it, it's not going to hurt your sauce. I mean, it's just going to be a richer flavor with the tomato paste. I apologize. I'm assuming nobody got their tomato paste.
No, and I didn't get any fennel. So it's confusing to look at the recipe and
You didn't get any of these little containers in your bag?
Oh, I got little containers. I just didn't get any fennel.
Oh.
I actually have fennel, which I don't like, but.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that.
It's just confusing.
Yeah, well.
But that's okay. We have everything we need.
All right, once your onions start sizzling, that's a good thing. As long as they're not black around the edges, you can keep it up high. Because what we're going for is translucent and light golden. All right, now it's time to, we're gonna fry our spices. So it's time to add, you got one that says Italian seasoning, and that's a combination of, I think, some basil, marjoram, oregano. And the reason you have this is because I couldn't in bulk find just the oregano, oregano. So that's fine. Just put all of that in there. I'm going to take some more of that fennel seed because I really like it. And I'm going to add it to the spices in the sauce. Basil, all of the basil. And then stir those. Did anybody get tomato paste in their packet?
I got marinara sauce.
But no tomato paste. All right, we're not going to worry about the tomato paste then. Let's keep these cooking a little longer. You can also put in some salt and pepper. I would say, I'm not sure what the recipe says, I would say about half a teaspoon. And I didn't mention this, I should have, but if you like it spicy and you have red pepper flakes, this would be the time to add a pinch, or depending on how spicy you like it. I think I have about a quarter teaspoon here. And in the interest of time, we're just going to go ahead. I would cook these onions down a little bit longer, maybe 5 more minutes. But in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and add our marinara sauce. Turn down your flame to a low for now. Don't throw your cans away, because what we're going to do, I come from a peasant Sicilian family, and we're not going to leave this kind of goodness in the can. We're going to take it to the sink and add about a quarter cup of water to each can.
Vaughn, did you already say to add the garlic to the onions and all that?
No. I am so I'm just going to add it in now. It's not going to hurt it. It would be more flavorful if I had gotten that correct. But it'll cook in the sauce. All right, so you've added your water. Is yours looking about like this?
Yep.
Very good. All right. I'm gonna, now that I have the water added and it's thinned out just a bit, I'm gonna turn the flame up to a medium low. Put my cover on the pot and just forget it for a while. And it's time to check our meatballs. Meatballs, my meatballs are still pink. We don't need the meatballs to be cooked all the way through. We're gonna finish cooking them in the sauce, but for now, let's just close that back up again. And how are your meatballs looking?
Mine are browning, actually.
They are?
Show mine. I don't know if you can kind of see them there.
Good.
They have 25 more seconds in there.
Okay. let me look, if someone wants to bring their camera to the oven. I'd love to see what your meatball's looking like. Anyone? Ugo, can you show me your meatballs?
Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those look good.
Thanks, Joy. Okay.
Should I turn on the oven and take them out?
Well, I just want to take a look and see if they're browning, and how, just as an example to other folks about at what stage they can move their meatballs to their sauce.
How's that?
Pink in mine.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely want them more brown. So let's try again in another 10 minutes.
Okay.
In the meantime, let's turn our water on for the rigatoni. Put it on high heat. High. Okay, great. Now you want a frying pan, a pretty large one. And we're all prepared, so I'm going to turn the flame on.
Oh, well, I told you I get this class at 4.
And go ahead and put in about a tablespoon of oil.
I'm in the middle of it. It'll be done by 5. Okay.
I know you all did a better job of mincing than I just did. These are a little bit bigger, but 2 or 3 cloves. You're going to put them in the oil.
Okay.
Okay, and when the garlic is just starting to sizzle, we're going to add our lettuce. And I think I said in the instructions, it's good if the lettuce is just a little damp, because that's going to help with the sauteing and steaming process. It's kind of a combined saute and steam. All right, my garlic is starting to sizzle, so I'm going to turn it to medium. Add my lettuce right on top. Salt and pepper. And this is just a taste thing. Pepper. And then cover it. I have a clear top, so we'll be able to kind of see as it shrinks down. It's just like cooking spinach or any green leafy vegetable. You know, how done it is depends on your taste, or how done you make it, it depends on your taste. But it will shrink down quite a bit. So using, you know, a whole head of lettuce for, say, a family of 4, that'll be about right. I'm going to take a look at the sauce. It's starting to simmer. Like that. Looking good. I'm gonna just give it a little taste. It's good. Now, the thing about sauce is the longer it cooks, the more the flavors marry, and the better the sauce is. Because we have limited time today, we're gonna, or I'm going to anyway, you don't have to, but I'm going to use the sauce that is not fully cooked and not the flavors not fully developed, just so that you see what the dish looks like in completion. But it's not uncommon. When I was growing up, you go to church in the morning, come home, you make the sauce, and it's on the stovetop for 4 hours with the different whatever meats you like cooking down in it. It could be sausage, it could be meatballs, it can be just pork, pieces of pork. And during that 4 or so hours until dinner, all of those meats are blending in with the flavors. So, but in a pinch, this will do. All right, I'm just gonna touch these meatballs. I would say that mine, so I put my finger on it and it gives just a little bit, but not a ton. So I'm going to say that these are safe to put in the sauce. You want a meatball that's going to hold together and not break apart. So that's really what we're looking for, is the meatballs just to sear enough to hold together. So our cameraman, Tommy, who I don't know, you better turn that around so that they can see you.
Oh, sure. Oh, where is it?
Got it?
Yep.
So Tommy is also a vegan, and so I'm going to take some sauce out for him and put it in a jar before I put the meatballs in. And Tommy, when you get this home, you can cook it further.
Where does the bay leaf come into play?
Throw in your bay leaves, sorry. Put your bay leaves in the sauce. And you didn't need to fry those anyway, but thank you, whoever brought that up. And before you eat the sauce, you're going to remove the bay leaves. They're not edible. They're just transferring their flavor into the sauce. Gonna get a spatula.
My kids are setting the table and it's starting to smell so good in there.
Wow. Impressive. Family effort. The directions I gave you give you the alternative between baking your meatballs and frying them. And by tradition, I normally fry, but I'll tell you what, this is so much faster. So I'm just going to say, if you don't care, bake. All right, give them a stir. How's your kitchen smelling? I'm gonna give those greens a little stir. All right, I'm gonna turn my greens off. Again, it's taste, so it's up to you, but I'm just going to turn them off and put the cover back on, leave them on the flame, and they'll continue to cook just a little bit more. That'll give them a little bit of crispness and make it so they're not too soggy. While we're waiting for the water to boil, let's go ahead and address our garlic bread. Now for this, you're going to need one of your garlic cloves peeled but not chopped.
Vaune, can you look at me for a second? Just so you can, not just me, but you know, okay, so that's the meatballs. I'm about to throw them in the pot. That's the left.
Gorgeous.
Okay, just check.
Just like my kitchen.
All right.
Great. Okay, I don't know where my bread knife is right now, but normally it would be a bread knife, and you're going to carefully slice the bread down the long way. Much easier with the bread knife. And I actually should have told you to leave the oven on. So I'm going to turn mine back on. Actually, what I'm going to do is put it on broil and low broil. I'm going to put those on the top rack. I'll watch them pretty carefully to make sure that they're at the desired brownness. I just want it to crisp up on the top a little bit. Is everyone doing that now?
Yes.
Hi, Wanda, I'm glad you're back. Does everyone have their bread? That's a good thing. Taste it as you go. Way to go, Lafursky family. So you're gonna take your bread and cut it the long way, put it in the oven on a low broil, and wait for it to crisp up. In the meantime, you're gonna need your olive oil. Like I said, a garlic clove that is peeled but not chopped. And you'll want salt and pepper for this as well.
Go over there. Go over there.
I'm gonna check my sauce again. It sounds like it's boiling rapidly. And you just want to make sure that you don't have any browning going on. So either turn your flame down if it's rapidly boiling, Or make sure that you're in there about every 5 minutes, making sure that it's not burning. Checking my bread, not brown yet. Are there any questions right now?
No, I'm a little behind.
What?
I'm barely cutting my bread to put it in the oven.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right.
Are you rubbing the garlic on the bread before you put it in the oven or after? I'm sorry.
No, after. And it's a really nifty method because the toastiness of the bread allows you to scrape the garlic along the bread, and the garlic will just come onto the bread like that. And it's super easy, and you get a lot of fresh garlic flavor in it.
Where is this recipe from, Vaune? Is this a family one?
For the bread?
No, just for the whole thing.
For what?
Just for the whole thing. I was just curious.
Oh, yes. So the pasta recipe is what I grew up eating. All four of my grandparents are from Sicily. And so that is, yeah, it's the sauce I grew up on. The meatballs, the same. The sauteed lettuce, the same. Stuff I grew up on. I'll tell you what, my dear friend Nancy Hashimoto, who's Japanese, is who taught me the trick on the garlic bread. How many people like to clean as they go, and who leaves it for the whoever's washing the dishes afterwards?
I usually clean up as I go, but because I'm like learning at the same time, kind of falling behind here. I'm doing it now.
So I really appreciate you answering my questions.
Of course.
My kid loves to wash dishes.
Wow.
By hand.
Yeah, I much prefer cleaning as I go. It feels too chaotic for me if there's a lot going on around me.
It's nice to have the kids helping. I don't do that enough. This is the new normal.
Does anyone have their water boiling yet?
Yeah, mine's boiling.
Okay. If your water is boiling, you can pour your rigatoni into it. And generally, I would check the rigatoni in about 9 minutes. So get ready to, get a fork or something that can pierce the rigatoni and you can lift it out. The best way to know pasta is done is to taste it. And you probably heard the term al dente.
Yes.
And literally that means to the teeth. And I think like an American way of saying that about cooking is toothsome. But basically it means you're getting some resistance when you bite through it. I don't prefer a soggy pasta. So if you have never known whether you were eating pasta that's cooked al dente, today's your day. Because you're gonna check it after 9 minutes and see if there's just a little resistance. You don't want any gumminess or hardness, but you want just a little resistance when your tooth cuts through that pasta.
Mistake made over here.
Get your bread out and let it go just a little too far.
I burnt my bread.
I did too. Sorry.
I like it crispy.
My
So
mom always did. Just scrape it.
yeah.
All right.
Too.
So, do people have their bread?
Yes.
All right. You're just going to take, if it's too hot to hold, get a towel, and you're just going to cover every flat surface of your bread with the garlic, and you can see how it's leaving shreds of garlic on there.
Yeah.
Basically, your toasted bread is acting as a file for your garlic. All right. Now we're going to take some olive oil. Just liberally dress the bread with that. Then salt and pepper.
Vaughn, I didn't catch how you did oil on the bread. So you just like pour it on top?
Yep, I just went
Drizzle
like
it?
this.
Okay.
Some people like Romano cheese or Parmesan cheese. If you want to use part of your cheese to put on your bread, you can. Some people put parsley on it. I like it just like this. And, you know, we've all been waiting so patiently to eat. So give it a try.
Thank you.
All right, my water is boiling. You can get that garlic flavor in that bite. All right, it's important that you give your pasta a stir when it first goes in because otherwise it'll stick together. Give it a good stir. Leave the cover off now. Otherwise, it'll boil over. You're still leaving it on high.
What is the ricotta for?
What was that?
The ricotta cheese?
Ooh. So that, you're just gonna dollop a little bit of the cheese on your sauce once you serve your pasta and put your sauce on it and your meatballs. You're just gonna put a dollop of that on your pasta, and you can either mix it in or you can just take a little bit of each in your forkful, and it just adds a delicious creaminess to your sauce. Good stuff. Always wound up.
I'm just so happy to eat.
So good. I already tried the meatballs.
Mm. Is your meatball cooked, Hugo?
Yeah. So they were fully browned on when I took them out of the oven.
Yeah.
And some stuck to the foil. Just the bottom part of the meatball stuck to the foil. So that's what I'm the rest are in the pasta. I mean in the sauce.
Okay. I didn't set a timer, so I'm going to do that now. You said 9 minutes, so I'm going to give it about 7. I hear crunching.
Yeah. Will you please take pictures and send them to me?
It's perfectly garlicky. I love it.
Yeah, that fresh garlic flavor is amazing. And I think because it's not cooked, you know, it's raw, it really gives you that flavor coming through. Never did add my bay leaf, so I'm going to do that now. And by the way, about 2 would be good for this amount. Wow, it might all come together. Get your dishes out. I'm just going to put mine all together. But some people like their pasta in a bowl. Feel free to do so. I'm going to go ahead and my sauteed lettuce on there. Make sure you get that garlic on there. There. One of the things I like to do with the pasta, whether it's spaghetti or rigatoni or any of the other styles, after I drain the pasta, I spoon in about a cup of sauce to coat the pasta, and then I serve the pasta and add additional sauce and the meatballs on top. And then you can put the ricotta cheese and the Parmesan that you have left over.
My pasta is ready.
Well, good. We're going to watch you eat then.
Okay.
So I already know my pasta is not done because you can see how white it is in the middle. And you want most of that white to be gone, but I'm gonna go ahead and taste it. Yeah, not done. I'm gonna go over here and see what this is looking like.
Well, my plate is beautiful, but I have to leave.
Oh, I'm sorry. So I'm sorry, did you say your plate is?
It's gorgeous. Tastes good.
Enjoy.
Everything's perfect.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry that I led you astray on a couple of things, but I'm glad.
That's all right.
All right. Bye.
It all works out in the end, as usual.
Yeah, it does.
Everyone's busy.
Okay, Vaune, I think everything of mine is ready. Is it served like individually, or should I just pour a lot of sauce over all the pasta?
Okay, so when you drain the pasta, put in about a cup or two of sauce and mix it through the pasta. It helps it keep from sticking, and it also flavors the pasta before you serve it.
Hey, go, Ollie, go.
So Daniel's family, it kind of looks like you are starting to eat, is that right?
Oh, it looks like it.
Yeah, beautiful. With the tree and the table and the family and the food. Love it.
It looks very good. I think I'm gonna let our sauce simmer for a while. We're not quite ready to eat.
Sure. Yeah. Great. If you need to cut out, you sure can. I know that Ugo will be sending you all an email asking for your feedback about the class.
Yes.
It was a joy. I'm so sorry that there were a couple of things I messed up on, but you know, it's cooking.
This was lovely. Thank you for doing this. It was.
My pleasure. Hope to do it again.
We're not very good at cooking, so this is great.
Excellent.
Very good.
Glad you enjoyed
Very
it.
good. Make sure you serve your pasta with that Montagasta because I want to know what you think of it. Okay?
We finished early, so we've been eating for a little bit, and the reviews are 10 out of 10. Everybody likes it.
All right.
Great to hear.
Evan likes the pasta the best. I like the meatballs the best. Also, the sauteed escarole lettuce situation. The bread too.
Chicken nuggets to eat.
He's eating chicken nuggets. But this was really fun. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye,
thank
thanks for
you.
joining.
My family is all sitting down and eating, so I'm going to join them. Thank you so much, you guys.
Yay.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks for joining. Take care.
Thank you.